Okay, so today I'm going to teach you how to make sauerkraut. And I'm not talking about that canned crap full of vinegar that's not good for you that you buy on the grocery store shelves. I'm talking about old-fashioned, full of probiotics, really good for your gut biome sauerkraut. Super easy, and you all are going to get a chance to participate. So the first thing we do is we take a head of cabbage. Now I have sliced most of it in advance, and we cut out the core, and we just slice the rest really, really thin, like that. And then we kind of chop those up a little bit and toss them in the bowl. So, here you go, Wendy.
You're giving me a knife? I mean, I am going to see Patrick after this, but I don't need scissors. I'm going to take them.
Pass it down if you don't want to do it. But somebody finish chopping the cabbage.
Here, you've already cut yourself once.
Yeah.
Then we're going to add some salt. And we add about a half a teaspoon of salt per half pound of cabbage. So you just kind of sprinkle it in. This is about a pound, give or take, or will be when the rest of that gets in there. So, you know, you just sprinkle it in, just like that.
What kind of salt do you like best?
I like Jacobsen salts, and I like all the different flavored ones. You want to be a little careful that you don't choose one that has any sugar in it. But otherwise, yeah, this one is just a black pepper salt. So you'll see little black flecks in here, and it's just pepper.
Stuff on the board needs to be chopped too. We can do that.
So the next thing you do is you just start massaging the salt into the cabbage. And the cabbage will start to sweat. And you do that, number one, to incorporate the salt into all of the cabbage pieces, but also just to kind of help the cabbage break down itself and start making its own liquid. And then when we have that all massaged in, we let it sit for about 10 minutes and work up a really good sweat in there. We don't have 10 minutes, so we're gonna cheat. Then we just start breaking down the cabbage. And a potato masher works really great for that.
Here, you got what you got.
That looks pretty good.
Yay.
All right, we'll just get that core out of there. Get this chopped up into a little bit smaller pieces, and we're just gonna dump all of this right into the Okay, and then we just mash. You wanna just kind of beat the cabbage so that it gets really nicely broken down, and I'm just gonna pass this and let y'all take a turn. Take your aggressions out, think about somebody you have an issue with, you know, just hammer the crap out of it. And that takes about 10 to 15 minutes. And then you'll end up with a product that looks more like this. This is a bowl that's been mashed. It sat for a while, it got mashed, and it's got a good amount of water to it. See how it's created its own juice there? And then we just take that beautiful product and we cram it into a jar. I just use my hands. You know, a little bacteria is not a bad thing because you're creating healthy bacteria, right?
Yes.
As long as you washed your hands after you went to the bathroom.
Well, yes, we don't want to be unclean, right? But a little normal bacteria is not a bad thing. And you wouldn't want to use hand sanitizer right before you do this. Why?
Hand sanitizer is
Kill all of the
before, should
bacteria.
never be used.
Right, yes, that. But also it's going to kill all the good bacteria that we want in our product, right? So we're going to take all the liquid, kind of everything out of the bowl, and really press down tight. And you really want to pack it in there as tightly as you can. And you can see how it really, it turns into almost nothing. This was about a third of a head of cabbage, and I have about a third of a jar. And when you get the jar filled, and we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of that to it when it's ready, then you take one of your cabbage leaves. You're gonna just put that right on top of your cabbage. You wanna leave about an inch of headspace in the jar for your nice, good, healthy air bubbles. And then I use a fermenting lid. These are from Nourished Essentials, but you can find different brands on Amazon. You can find this brand. It's got a date, so I've dialed it to the 22nd.
Nice.
And you just pop the lid on. It allows the cabbage to ferment and release
So it
air.
doesn't explode.
And,
There you go.
and then I just set this in my pantry in the back and let it go. In the winter, we're not nearly finished. Send that puppy away.
It's like you're
Don't be
smashing that.
blizzards. Come on, come on.
Try not to make too much noise like before.
So in the winter, it's gonna take a little longer to get a really nice healthy ferment. So maybe about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how cold you keep your house. In the summer, it's gonna happen a lot faster. And if you don't like it really, really tangy, you can stop your ferment process at any time you want. Summer, I usually ferment about 7 to 10 days. And in the winter, a little longer than that. And that's it, guys. Done. When it's to your liking, you're gonna just remove this top. You're gonna put a regular lid on and shove it in your fridge, and it keeps forever. Super healthy, great for your gut biome. And you know, your nutritionally, 90% of your immune system comes from your gut. So you want to have a really healthy gut biome, and eating sauerkraut every day is going to be really beneficial to that. And that's it. I'm going to pass now a jar of already done stuff so that you may taste. So if you have forks or something like that. And while I'm doing that, I will take questions if anybody has any.
So,
Yeah.
so I always think of sauerkraut with like brats or something. So how do you incorporate sauerkraut into your everyday diet?
You just eat it.
You just eat it, okay.
open the jar and eat it. And when you're serving this with brats, you can serve your brat hot, but keep your sauerkraut cold, because if you heat it, you're going to kill all the good bacteria. So lay it on a bed of cold sauerkraut.
Okay, that's very good to know.
Is it much different than kimchi?
No, you could add peppers. So, so I like to season with dill or ginger or garlic, but you can also add hot peppers if you like more of a kimchi flavor. And you can leave your cabbage chunkier if you wanted to, but you won't get as much in the jar.
This is nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's essentially all the
So you
same.
just put peppers in it, basically, to do the same,
Yeah,
same exact
chopped red
thing.
pepper, cram it in there and go. Mhm. Yeah.
Honey butter? Yeah.
So basically, in the store, they're trying to emulate the natural process by putting stuff in there, like.
Well, in your refrigerated section of the store, you might find fresh sauerkraut that has good ingredients and has been fermented properly,
Yeah.
but you're gonna pay a pretty penny for it. Cabbage is cheap, and this is a 2-ingredient process.
Yeah,
And
the good
so-
stuff's like $10 a bottle.
Right, so, yeah, so make your own good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a jar going at all times, pretty much.
That's good.
Yeah.
So good.
She made me lunch the other day too. It was